But, you know, it's one of those things where you put up a capture, and then you take it down again thinking that was rubbish. I don't want people to see that. And I've been one of those kind of people. So I'm trying to get more intentional about it because I know that YouTube wants it. Okay, right. So let's get started. First of all, a little story. I tell lots of things about stories. Why am I doing this? Well, part of the reason is I will tell you that I get paid thousands of pounds to illustrate books for people, and it was only a short time ago that I was quite affordable for self-publishers, and I was more than happy to do that. But the problem is, as I've got more expensive, my ethos of helping people tell their stories, I found being, I guess, challenged a little bit, because it meant that I couldn't just tell everybody, help everybody tell their stories. I was ending up being only working for the really expensive clients, which I have no problem at all with. But I've also looked around at a lot of authors, children's authors, who are being self-published, and the quality of the artwork that they're paying for. Now, sometimes it's really, really good, and so they'll go to Fiverr or Upwork or somewhere like that, and they'll pay about £1,000 out, or maybe more, and they'll get some good work. Sometimes, though, they also get very shoddy work, and I've looked and I've winced about what's being produced, because it's just not right for children's book work. And although people say, oh, isn't it beautiful, isn't it wonderful, and everything else, it's not necessary. And it's also costing authors a lot of money. So I want to give you an example about a lady who I met in Costa here in the UK a few weeks ago. So she'd heard about me from her church minister, and she'd seen one of the books which I had published, The Animals of Spencer Fold, and I'd helped the author to publish it, and I was quite happy with the amount of money that he paid me. And I met with her in Costa and found that she was on a 3-book deal, and that her publishers, again I say publishers like that, because the publishers that she was working with, one of those companies that found her and said, we love your work, we think you're awesome, we'd like to publish your work for us, please pay us some money. And so being she didn't really know how the systems worked, she more than happily handed over I think it was about £1,500 to them, and so that they could then put it through their systems, they could check it, or they could put it through their editor, and then having done that, they would upload it to Amazon on her behalf. They would take the money and they would give her a portion of it from Amazon. They would also arrange for her own an illustrator. And this lady found her own illustrator who charges her £1,000 per book. When I saw the illustrations, I thought, I don't believe she's actually paid for those. I was absolutely shocked. I was also shocked that this company should take so much money from her. And they said, well, we have all these contacts in the main booksellers throughout the UK, and there's nothing that actually she couldn't have done herself by just contacting them and saying, hello, could I send you a sample of my book, or could I give you an idea what my book's about to see if you'd be interested in buying it. I realised that she was having to pay, I think it was something in the region of £4,500 per book to get it published, because she didn't have any information of how to do it. And I knew for a fact that actually I could charge her less, get the work done faster for her, and let her keep all of the profit. So this company was actually taking some of the profit from Amazon first as well. So it was not good. I wasn't happy. In fact, I was fairly furious. And it took me all my time not to shout at her, which is it's an autistic thing. And I was really sad. And so I started thinking to myself, thought, well, do you know what? The problem is that I've only got so much time in my day. And to be honest, I have to make a living as well. And I have to bring in the income. And so I have to charge very high amounts for people to be able to have their artwork done for them. So I started realising that maybe what would help more than anything else is if I taught authors how to do their own artwork. I'm going to bring up a document, I think, because I want to show you some figures